Hello, welcome to Knitting Nicely. Today I'm going to show you how to do this weird double-sided twisted ribbing stitch that I have not seen any tutorials on before. But it's a stitch that I wanted on my Monroe cardigan replica. So the reason why I wanted it is because I wanted it to be reversible. So this is the inside and this is the outside, and it looks exactly the same on both sides. And each stitch is twisted. Let's see if you can see that. I got my light a little bit too close here. You can see each stitch is twisted. And it looks the same on the back as it does on the front. So let's get started. So here I've got the little sample of my cast on, little herringbone ribbing that I've got going here. And it looks like I've split my yarn right there, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. Okay. And I actually have it at the wrong end of my needle. You see my tail is coming off this side and my working yarn is coming off this side, so I'm just gonna slip it all to the other end of my needle so that we can start. All right, so this is a little bit unusual, but just stick with it and it'll become sort of, you'll get used to the flow of the stitch. So the first row that we're going to do is knit one through the back loop, and then we're going to purl one through the back loop. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but now this is the part that's weird. Now we're going to slip one knitwise and then slip another one knitwise, but we got to make sure that our yarn is in the right spot. So for the first slip one knitwise, our yarn needs to be in the back. Then we need to move our yarn to the front and slip the next stitch knitwise. And then we need to move our yarn to the back again in order to knit the next one through the back loop. Move the yarn forward to knit the next one, or purl the next one through the back loop. And then move our yarn to the back, slip one knitwise, move the yarn to the front, slip one knitwise, move the yarn to the back, knit one through the back loop, move the yarn to the front, purl one through the back loop, move the yarn to the back, slip one knitwise, move the yarn to the front, slip one knitwise, move the yarn to the back, knit one through the back loop, move the yarn to the front, knit or purl one through the back loop, move the yarn to the back, slip one, move the yarn to the back, to the front, slip one. You see how it becomes kind of a rhythm. And then I've got, my stitches are a little bit twisted here, but it'll all work out. So I want to knit one through the back loop, purl one through the back loop, and then the last one is a slip and a slip. Now if you hold your yarn in your left hand like I do, that moving from back to front, is kind of a flow. It's not too difficult because you're just moving your finger back and forth. I will do the next row using the throwing style so that you guys who use that style can see what that looks like. So let's do row number 2. Row number 2 is, we're going to knit one first. Whoops, I almost did continental style again. That's my normal style, so it's a little bit of a habit. All right, so we're going to knit one. This one is not through the back loop. This one is actually through the front, just a normal knit stitch. And this is where we're twisting the stitch. Okay, and then we got to move our working yarn to the front and purl one. And then we're going to move our working yarn to the back, slip one knitwise, move the yarn back to the front, slip one knitwise, and then do that 4-stitch repeat again. So knit one, purl one, slip one, slip one, knit one, purl one, slip one, slip one, and again, and slip one, last set of 4, okay, that was row number 2. And I'm gonna go back to my continental style because I prefer that style. Okay, so here's row number 3. Row number 3 starts out with knit 1, and then purl 1. And now, instead of slipping our stitches knitwise, now we're gonna slip them purlwise. So slip 1, slip 1. And then we do another knit, purl, slip 1, slip 1. Make sure you're moving your yarn back and forth between those slips. Knit 1, purl 1, slip 1, slip 1, knit 1, purl 1, slip 1, slip 1. Last set of 4, knit 1, purl 1, slip 1, slip 1. And then now we're ready for our last row of the pattern. This one starts out with knit through the back loop. So knit through the back loop and purl through the back loop. And we're sticking with the purlwise slips on this row. So slip 1, slip 1, knit 1 through the back loop, purl 1 through the back loop, slip 1, slip 1, knit through the back loop, purl through the back loop, slip 1, slip 1, and again, don't forget to move that yarn back and forth between each stitch. Otherwise, you'll end up with a bar going across on one side of your work. We don't want that. Okay, so I just purled through the back loops, and I got slip 1, last set of 4, knit through the back loop, purl through the back loop, slip 1, slip 1. And that is the 4-row repeat. And as you can see, each stitch is twisted, but they're twisted in opposite directions each row. So this one is twisted this way, this one is that way, this way, and this one will eventually be that way again. Same thing on the back. You can see them twisted in opposite directions. This way, that way. Okay, that's the main body stitch pattern.